Yep, I agree to be recorded. Hello, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. We are pleased today to have an exceptional speaker, an exceptional guest on our platform. Ever since he agreed to come speak to us, my heart has been beating very, very fast because I know that when he speaks, he brings out the best in people. When he speaks, he sends you thinking. Today, we are honored to have Dr. Javnyuy Joybert. He is an international speaker. He's a business coach. He's a career coach. He's a mentor. He has the talent of going into your soul to bring out the best in you. And Doctor, just from our chat, Cloud Heroes Africa, we founded it in 2021, September of 2021. And our goal has been to teach cloud computing to students in Africa and to help them either create jobs or get employment. We don't charge students at all for being here. We just expect that they learn, they grow in a positive environment, they share their knowledge, and then they come back just like the others to teach and raise and lift and build a strong community. That is our goal at Cloud Heroes Africa. At the beginning, I was introducing Chris to you. We have Enda, she's on the board. I don't know if Yannick is here. Enda, just say hi. We have Tafor, Aziz, all of them are on the board, and we are making great steps. And our pride is in our students. When we see them helping each other, when we see them lifting each other up, when we see them passing their cloud computing certifications, it makes us happy. That's all we want from them. Learn and teach for free. And the reason we brought you today, Doctor, I know it is the first and it might not be the last time, is because we know that even as skilled people, you might be very skilled in cloud computing, you might be very skilled in DevOps, you might be a skilled and very technical person. But if you don't have the soft skills, if you don't have goal set, there are people who started with us here, disappeared, for instance, and then came back again 6 months later on. So we are trying to tell our students, how can you take control of your life? How can you stop at a given moment and say, okay, I want to study cloud computing? It's very challenging. Don't mind us, we are saying, as it looks easy, it's very challenging, right? I want to start studying cloud computing. I want to really, really, really have a change in career. My humble self, I was in banking for the past 12 years, and I had to make that switch, and it was very challenging for me. So the reason why we brought you here is to help our students. How can they set goals? How can they set goals? How can they really take control of their life? Have that commitment to start something and take it to the end. So, Doctor, without much ado, thank you so much for coming. The floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Fai, for people who are not from the Nsok tribe. You know, when a titled man asks you to do something, you don't question. So when Fai reached out to me and said I should come share a few things, I was like, if a whole Fai that has been recognized by the fund and so asked me to do something, who am I? So thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you so much, Chris, for the work you do. Fai said a lot about you, and it means a lot. As a typical Pan-Africanist, one thing that I have been doing intentionally is seeing how to encourage in my own little way for Africans to really absorb, technology. I always say that Africa was too late to join the Industrial Revolution. And if we are late again to join the tech revolution, it's going to be a big challenge for us as far as building that powerful economy is concerned that can enable us to compete globally. So my name is Javnyuy Joybert, and I am based in Douala, Cameroon, but I am joining you guys right now from Washington, D.C., where I am here for a couple of meetings with international partners in the work that we do across the continent. And a big part of my work as a consultant lately has been in the area of digital transformation and AI for business, because my doctorate degree is in entrepreneurship and investment. People think I'm a medical doctor when they talk about doctor. No, I'm a money-making doctor. So I help companies make money. And one of the major things I'm working on lately in the last 3 years is providing the consulting, how to bridge business strategy and technology. And that is why this particular program I'm excited about, because in all the companies I've worked with in the last couple of years, they talk about cloud computing, cybersecurity, DevOps, and all of these things. And I'm always at the intersection of either product design, making sure that the corporate systems, and there's always an intersection of these guys. And the funny thing about it is, when you look at the heaviest company budgets right now, the biggest part of company budgets now go to these guys, you guys that are doing that. So it's such a big favor. And if you look at the training industry, the most expensive training sector in the training industry is tech training. And for these guys to give their time and resources and give it for free, I don't know where that heart is from, but I can only say that God bless you and don't stop. So thank you so much. So I will briefly share with us on effective goal setting. I like to call everybody a business person because we are all seeking for something. We are all looking for something better, right? Whether you're a career professional, you are in the business of using your talents to serve a company, and you get paid and you take care of yourself, your family, and do something for the community if you want to do. Or some people may be going through this and they plan someday to run their own institution. So my belief is that you will be empowered and you will leave here with a higher commitment, a higher dedication, a higher resilience, so that you can be able to change your life and, of course, be an active player in the active economy. Many people don't get to succeed in life because they are dormant and they are not members of the active economy. But through programs like this, you're able to position yourself where you can be a key player as far as the economy is concerned. And I want to start by sharing a brief story about me and how goal setting changed my life. And I always want to share this story so it inspires somebody. I am one of those kids where you say he was born out of wedlock. So my mom had me while she was in secondary school. For those who are in Cameroon, Form 4 per se in a small village called Jakiri. For those who are from South, they know Jakiri. And, a single mom who my dad was not there and all of that, automatically, and she dropped out of school and she never had her ordinary levels or university. So she basically went back to the village. And it means that there is no place for income generation activities or all of that. Basically, she ended up struggling financially, ended up being poor and all of that. And that's why I struggled to go through school. And I started partly sponsoring myself through high school. And when I was done with high school and I went back to village, my aunt, who was assisting my mom to sponsor me, said, "You know that I cannot see you off through university because we cannot afford it." And that was how I left back from the village and went back to the city of Bamenda. I started hustling. This picture that you see on the left, I don't know what's on my left, I think on your right, that was me in those days back in the village, looking like one hopeless, boy who doesn't know what is going to happen with him in the next couple of years. I went to Bamenda, and I remember very well in 2010, I wrote a line because I read a book called The Power of Positive Thinking by Vince Norman. And I read that book and it changed my mindset. And I wrote a life plan. And that life plan, I indicated the things I want to achieve in my life. I said in 2012, I was going to get my first degree. In 2017, I was going to get my MBA. In 2021 or so, I was going to get my doctorate degree. And why did I put it like that? Because I used to do odd jobs in Bamenda. That's how I paid my school fees. I've done car wash, commercial motorbike riding, taxi driving, anything you can think of legally that can pay school fees. I did that. But one thing that kept me going was I had a goal. There's something that I wanted to become. And that's why I love goal setting. When I do consulting, it's always like the foundational things I teach, even large company executives. Even if it's a reminder, I still let them know. Because I feel that when you understand certain things about business, career, and your personal life, there is a drive that you have that can position you in a place where you can begin to create that incredible success for yourself. And over the years, I always have this, I used to have this life plan at the top of my head and what I want to achieve, right? And of course, over the years, I have achieved all the things I wrote down and I have new goals, right? And one thing about goal setting is you don't expect to figure it out. Your job, as I always say, is set the goal and make sure you do it one day at a time. And like you are all here, many people like to transition to the tech career, right? To build incredible careers in the tech IT industry generally. And as Fai said, it is not easy. And basically, there is no industry that is easy to build a successful career. Anybody you see making it big in any industry, there are sacrifices that they are doing that majority of the people are not willing to do. It's not because it's easy. The difference is they put a lot of work behind the scenes, and then in public, people feel that it's easy, which that is not the case. Now, what are some goal-setting protocols? Number one, it is hard for you to intentionally engineer progress without goals, without having something that they're looking forward to. Because you don't wake up in the morning and you experience progress. No. Goal setting is one of those things that can enable you or position you in a place where you can intentionally engineer the progress that you desire. And one thing about life is you cannot have an average lifestyle and progress at the same time. The two don't go together. You have to choose one. Either you choose a life of progress or you choose an average lifestyle. And many people try to have the two at the same time, right? And if you are going to have an incredible career or business in whatever you're trying to build, you need to invest and take time in having the right goals. Protocol number two, it is hard to point to any substantive progress without any goal benchmark. So if, for example, let us say that you really want to succeed in life, that's good. But it becomes different if you say that you would like to have a tech job someday with Microsoft, with Apple, with Facebook, or any of these large companies. Because that alone is going to become a benchmark for you to start pushing your progress and driving yourself to a state where you can begin to achieve that which you desire to achieve. Number three, you have to become before you can make your goals to manifest. You know, everybody can set a goal, but not everybody has gone through the process to become the people that they can make the goal to happen. And I think this is one of the biggest challenges when it comes to goal setting. It is one thing to set a goal, and it is another thing to become the person that can make the goal to happen. And that is why working on your mindset, working on your character, working on your vision, making sure that you discipline yourself to go through the process is important. For example, if your goal is for you to get a job with Microsoft someday, you need to become the person that Microsoft can employ. And unfortunately, many people set goals and they skip this important fundamental. Oh, I want to be this. I want to be that. I want to do this. That's very good. But the question is, have you paid the price to go through the process to become the person that can make that goal to happen? Because when you become, it becomes easy for you to attract the things that others even desire. It becomes easy for you to begin to experience those things that, you love to see them happening in your life. Right? The same like if you want people to respect you, build the relevance and the influence that can make people to give you the respect that you deserve. Something funny happened after yesterday. And this is why I'm teaching just reminded me of that. I was in an event in Maryland, and the MC noticed me in the crowd and just shouted, "Oh, Dr. Joybert is here." And then somebody from an organization heard me in DC, heard that I was around, and went and informed the boss that, oh, he heard I'm around and they have an event and would like to send me a VIP invitation. Right? And these are top people in the business that, people can send them emails and stuff just to have a meeting with them or dinner or lunch. But the difference is when you build the value, when you become, when you do all that you can do at your level, at your best, you begin to attract. I always say that the most important thing in the journey of success is becoming. I don't care what success means to you, and success to us means different things. The most important thing in the journey of success is becoming. The most important thing for you to be paid well as an IT professional in any department that you have chosen is for you to become the best in that department. And when you become, it becomes very easy for you. That's why somebody said, you attract success. You don't run after success. You attract it. When you become valuable, when you become relevant, when you become incredible. And let me tell you something. The process of becoming is painful. Becoming will cost you. Hear me very well. Becoming will cost you. Becoming will cost you something. Either will cost you hangout, it will cost you sleep, it will cost you a certain lifestyle, it will cost you entertainment, it will cost you friends, becoming must cost you something. Ask anybody who is doing well in any industry and ask them, forget about the glory you see in public. Check the process of becoming and check what they dropped so they can experience. In any place to see somebody who has become, check what they have sacrificed. When you understand this and you are willing to go through the process, then it becomes easy for you to win. Number 4, goal setting helps you to avoid a lot of movement with no forward progress. Busybody is not productivity. There are so many busy people out there, but yet very few productive human beings. The last 10 years of your life, you must have been very busy, but show me significant progress you have recorded. Many people cannot show for it. So goal setting helps you to avoid a lot of movement with no forward progress, because you can take 2 steps forward and 5 steps backward. That's not progress. Because if you are going to end up incredible in your career, you need to always experience a forward progress. And we live in a society that rewards only forward progress. Nobody rewards stagnation. Have you ever heard where they give an award to somebody and say, oh, let us gather and celebrate the most stagnant, average poor performing employee of the month. Have you ever heard that? No, I've never heard that.
No,
right?
no.
The society only celebrate people that move forward. And for you to record a forward progress, it's not about where you're coming from. It's about where you are going to. I've had the privilege to receive 36 awards from 4 continents, and I've been on different award stages. And anybody I've ever seen celebrated is a mind-blowing human being. They celebrate mind-blowing people. They celebrate forward-moving people. And goal setting helps you to separate between busybody and value-creating activities. This is one of my most important things in life. See, if it is not adding value to me, I'm not interested. If it's not adding value to where I'm going to, I am not interested. Because this life is too short. If you want to know that your life is shorter, sit down one day and write down your life plan. You will see how 80 years is like this. 80 years becomes very minimal. It's as if it means nothing. So it becomes dangerous when you lose a lot of time in unnecessary movement and there is no progress. The fifth protocol when it comes to goal setting is goal setting helps you to separate from important and not important activities. Because you need to focus your life around important activities. And an important task is any task that contributes to your long-term mission, long-term values, or goals. That is what you call important. There are many people measuring their life on not important things and keeping the important things aside. And the best thing is the essential matrix that this former president did of the US, right? He said that in life, the things that we have to do fall under 4 categories: not urgent, not important, urgent, and important. And if you are somebody who is trying to still build something relevant for yourself, you need to make sure that 80% of your time is dedicated to things that are important and urgent. And let me be more specific. This is my personal point of view. If you are 30 years and below, and you are broke, or you have an unstable career, you need to be careful about this. If you are 30 years and below, and you are broke financially, you have an empty bank account, right? Number 2, you have an unstable career. You cannot really say that I am a recognized professional in this. Then hear this: 80% of your life should be around things that are important and urgent. The 20% is that should in case, no matter what, you may like to watch Netflix once a week. On personal note for me, I watch 1 movie a month. I don't have that luxury of time. I am like a robot because life is too short and I'm still too young. I'll enjoy life when I've grown old. Right, that jokes aside. But please, please, let's be conscious at the things that we are doing. For example, if this program that you're taking with Cloud Heroes is among your top 2 goals in your life at this moment, in your season at this moment, please make sure that you treat it as something that is important and urgent. And why is this important? Anything that falls under important and urgent, you don't procrastinate. Anything that is really important to you as a goal, you do not procrastinate. No matter how difficult it is. Instead of giving up, you find a way to get better. You try again, you do it again. So you need to focus on tasks that require immediate attention, focused attention, and most importantly, they contribute to your long-term goal. So it is important for you to do that, right? And this is the way this matrix breaks it down. So under any task that is under urgent and important, you need to do it now. Don't procrastinate. Please. If the program you're taking with Cloud Heroes is important for your destiny, do it now. Do it now. The program, anything that it seems important and not urgent, you can decide, maybe, you know what, it can wait. Let me focus on urgent and important. Anything that is under not urgent, not important, delete it from your life. Cameroonians like to drink alcohol a lot. I don't know, alcohol will help you when you're trying to build a life. You can decide and delete that life, let it wait. You don't have a stable career, you don't have a stable income, you don't have a stable bank account, but yet you watch movies for 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day. How is that important and how is that urgent when you are not planning to be a movie actor? So we need to remove those things that are making us busy, but not making us productive. So we can have more time. We can have more time to dedicate on those things that are important and urgent. If there is one thing I want somebody to pick out from here today, please go and make a decision as far as your daily lifestyle is concerned. What needs to go away and what needs to step up to do it now? Sometimes I always wish there's a better way I could explain this. But let me tell you, if you have the right daily lifestyle, habits, and activities, you can change the rest of your life. So who has some things that he or she will go and delete? Indicate in the chat box, let me see. Just say me, but don't be ashamed. We'll celebrate you for doing that. Who go and delete some things and create more time for life-changing things?
Yeah,
good.
We have a lot of people indicating.
Now, 2 important questions that you need to ask yourself when it comes to goal setting. What is the most important thing in your career, in your life, in your business right now? What is the most important thing in your career, in your business, in your life right now? Let me tell you something. Life is in seasons. And every season of your life, there is that important thing that you have to focus on. Let me start with business people. Know that as a businessman, there's always a period in your life where you need to focus on marketing, where what your business needs from you is marketing at that time. And then there is a period in your business where you need to focus on either financial management or focus on staff training. You know, life is in seasons, and it's the same for career. There are certain moments in your life, in your career, where you need to focus on studying. The most important thing in that particular season is for you to study, get certified, so you can transfer or get a better job. Number 2, what are the non-productive activities that risk pulling you away from your goals, from your career goals, from your business goals? What are the non-productive activities? Because here, set goals the way you want to set. Set goals and write the biggest grammar you want to write around your goals. If you have the wrong activities around you, non-productive activities, that goal will go nowhere. beautifully written goals, but there is no progress around those goals. Number 6, goal setting is a disciplined strategy to get to your ultimate life vision. One of the things that goal setting will start building in you is self-discipline. You become this dangerous, rugged, committed person because you know that there is a goal that you are seeking to achieve. There is something that you desire to achieve. Many people have poor self-discipline because they have nothing they are looking towards to achieve. They have nothing that is inspiring them, is challenging them. They have no higher purpose that is pushing them to become better. So when you set the right goals, you can be able to build the right self-discipline that you need, because self-discipline is the backbone of consistency. For example, when it is time, let's say you are watching a movie and it is time for a Cloud Africa class, Cloud Heroes class, what do you need to do? Self-discipline requires that switch off the movie and go to class. And no matter how much love you have in the goal that you have set, without self-discipline, you're going to struggle. And what is the meaning of self-discipline? Doing the thing that you said you will do, no matter how you feel. You know, you cannot achieve great goals if you depend a lot on your feelings. I just feel like, I didn't feel like going to class today. I didn't feel like studying today. Let me tell you something. The body is designed to be lazy. Let me give an example. Have you ever felt so comfortable leaving your bed in the morning, except you are really sick or something is wrong with you? When you're very fine, you love your bed. You're very comfortable in your every morning. Check a 40-year-old person, 50-year, they have been waking up from bed every morning, but there are still many days in their life where they don't want to leave the bed in the morning. The body loves comfort. The body loves fun. The body just likes all of that. But self-discipline is doing what you say you will do no matter how you feel. You don't allow your feelings to take advantage of you. And number 7, goal setting is a disciplined strategy to get you to ultimately talking about that. Now, number 8, goal setting helps you to avoid feeling overloaded with what is coming your way. Now, this is important because goal setting helps you to know, is this important or not? Because in this life, people will keep throwing things at you. For example, you wake up in the morning, you do not plan to go anywhere, and then your friend calls you. Hello, man, what's up? Can we go here? Because you had goals for the day, you can quietly say, no, I am not available. But if you have no goals, somebody will give you their goal. So goal setting helps you to avoid the feeling of being overloaded what is coming your way, because you already have a matrix that you will use to make a decision. But when there are no goals, when anything comes into your life, you would jump into it. Goal setting is a sign of faith. As a Christian, I always say that if you truly claim you have faith, show me what you plan to achieve. Because the Bible says faith is a substance of things hoped for, right? And goal setting is that thing that you hope to achieve. And if you say you have faith in yourself and faith in God, then you should have something that you are hoping to achieve, something that you desire to achieve. And it plays a very big role in your life. Number 10, nothing of significance happens in your comfort zone. Nothing of significance will ever happen when you're comfortable. Do you see that cloud program you're taking and you feel that is difficult? That is a sign of greatness. That is a sign of greatness, because any great thing will cost you pain and sacrifice. And anything that is significant will always happen outside your comfort zone. Nothing happens in your comfort zone that is great. You have to stretch. And goal setting is one of the best ways to leave your comfort zone, because you have something you're always looking towards and you make up your mind to achieve that thing. How to set goals. Quick things that you can, about goal setting, you know, sometimes we talk about goal setting, people are limited, but you can set goals in different areas. It could be self-care goals, like Chris runs 15,000 steps every day, right? That's the goal that he has, a daily goal that he has for his health and self-care. You can have relationship goals, the kind of wife or husband you want to be, intellectual enhancement goals, that's where career goals falls. You can have finance goals, business goals, whatever goal that you have. I like to set goals in every important area of my life, because the human system is designed to love challenges, to love things that stretch. And when you give yourself that goal in that important area, you begin to push yourself to make it work. And one thing about goal setting I encourage is having a vision board. Having a vision board. A vision board is just you can design a board, you know, and put on your, how do you call it? On your wall, on your ceiling, or whatever. It could be, it's better with pictures. It's better with something you desire to see happen. But there was something I did years ago where I wrote something and I put on my ceiling. When I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I see. And that thing that I put was that I would travel the world and speak in business conferences and companies. That was the statement. I would travel the world and speak in companies and all of that. It was on my ceiling. So the first thing I see when I wake up is that stuff. Because I read the power of a book that spoke about the power of when you repeatedly see a picture of something that you desire or affirm as something that you desire, your human system begins to adjust into that direction and position you and challenge you to begin to work towards that particular path, right? So having a vision board is important because it also gives you clarity of where you're going to. It increases motivation and self-discipline. It creates visualization, and it creates positive re-inspiration and makes you to become a chief inspiration officer. I would like to talk a lot about being your own chief inspiration officer. And one thing that helps you to be inspired is having a vision board. So this is a vision board that I created for the purpose of this session. Thank God for, I'll give you a Canva. You can create this on Canva. There's a vision board part on Canva you can use. And I just tried to simulate, you know, the dreams I used to have long ago that I wrote them down by like 15, 12, 13 years ago. I didn't know about vision board, but I knew about the power of writing your goals and having a life plan. And there are things that I wrote, you know, that I want to achieve in my life as a career person, as a professional, as an entrepreneur, and all of that, right? So in the vision board, if I was doing this, let's say years ago, I'll say, you know what, one of my goals is I would like to have a doctorate degree. And for most vision boards of the future, you download pictures of people who are already living their dream and put in your own vision board. That's how most people do it. Okay, you can pick pictures from the internet or whatever and fit in your vision board. So let's have done a vision board. I was like, okay, you know what? My goal is to get a doctorate degree in business. The next goal is to travel the world and speak in different conferences, is to provide speaking engagements and consulting with different companies. What you see here, I'm standing with the vice president of Microsoft, where we're doing a project in Ghana, and they were part of the sponsors. And he came to my class where I was teaching on business, and we spoke and all of that. One of my dreams is just to network and work with company CEOs across the world. Have a dream car and fly private jets. Sometimes you have to travel several countries in 1 week, and it's so crazy traveling with how do you call it again? Public planes, right? So hopefully someday I'll become so rich and I buy a private jet. That's what my goal.
Doctor, please, when you buy the private jet, just invite me to enter, please.
Okay. So, right, that's it. So this is the link that you can use to create your vision board. Let's say, for example, your dream is to work with Facebook. You can decide, say, you know what, you can put a Facebook logo here, download an office and put it there. Just put it, and then you can print, or you can put on your screensaver on your phone. But the secret is put it where you can consistently see, and it can inspire you to always have something that you are aiming for. Because the major reason that these tools are created is to help you overcome distraction, because we live in a society where there are so many distractions. So many. 10 years ago, our world was not as distracted as it is today. There was no TikTok, there was no Instagram, there was no Netflix. There were many things that we have today, we are not there. So we have more distractions now than we used to have 10 years ago. And the best way to beat distractions is to have clear boundaries and have tools like this that inspire you and challenge you to keep aiming for the things that mean a lot to you. So if you have Canva app or Canva on your phone, you can just go on canva.com/. I'll send the link to this on the WhatsApp group. I think I'm in the general WhatsApp group, and people can download, right? Good. We continue steps to set goal. Establish the goal using SMART goals, right? I'm sure many of us have heard about SMART: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Don't just say that I would like to get a job with an international company. That is not a SMART goal. It is better you say, I would like to get a job like this. You can give it a couple of names if you're multi-talented or multi-skilled, right? In any of these 3 companies. And I would like to do this between the next 8 months and 36 months. Whatever. Be as specific as possible, right? Now, example for, let's say, business people. Don't just say you want to improve customers in your business. It's better you say, I want to improve customer retention rate by 15% within 6 months by implementing a customer loyalty program, right? You are very specific. Or achieve an average deal size of $50,000 by the end of the 4th quarter by implementing a cross-selling strategy and focusing on upselling to existing customers. You are very specific about the goal that you want, right? I want to finish my cloud computing program and get certified by December 30th or March 30th next year. Whatever, be as specific as possible and clearly state. You can go further and say, I am going to achieve this goal by dedicating at least 4 hours every day, 2 hours every day in studying cloud computing or going through the programs they have given me to study. And that's how you achieve your goal. The next reason is establish why the goal is important to you. This is very powerful. Anytime you set a goal, establish the why. Why is this goal important to you? For example, there are some goals that if you don't achieve, you will die broke. Poverty will deal with you. That could be a why. Number two, another why could be you want to help your family. One of my greatest inspiration was my single mom, to pull her out of poverty for good. So if I don't hustle, that would never happen. They asked me on one of the international channels, what's the greatest thing that I did that put joy in my heart? I said the day that I was able to put my mom on a Monday allowance under my company. My mom doesn't work, but she has a steady Monday income and she's doing well. That's my greatest joy, one of my greatest things I've ever done in my life. To me. Because it was a goal, it was a why. And one of the most powerful whys is when the things are personal to you. Very personal, right? And you can have more than one why. I have a couple of whys that I do the things that I do. There are a couple of whys that I want to do the things that I do. If I'm going to places, I'm going to lobby, I'm going to have meetings. It's not just about I'm good. There's a why for that. You know, I was having a meeting yesterday. I was at the Cameroon embassy in Washington where they invited me for the 20th May celebration. And there were a couple of ambassadors and people there. So I was talking to people. One of the things I want to do for those of from Bansor is the Bansor Business Forum when the crisis ends, or is able to go do that in Kumbu. Because one of the dreams was we started an ecosystem in Kumbu. We're training local entrepreneurs and trying to provide them funding and create local factories. One of our goals was to create a potato chips factory in Kumbu. You know, we produce the largest potatoes in the Northwest region. And why are we not processing that? So when I'm going to these big places, next week I'm going to the World Bank and other offices, that's what I'm talking. I'm going back home. There's something they say, why there's something I have to go do back home? It's not just about, you know, you can have goals of career goals and you can set your money goals and all of that. But those are superficials. When you have a very deep why, something that, set your heart. You will see something that is very, very special in your heart. Seriously special. Something is beyond your bank account. It's beyond, you know, I don't know how you call it, beyond your, let me use me for example, personally, for example, right? When I started my journey, I used to desire, you know, I used to like the awards, I used to like the travels. I've been to 22 countries plus. I used to like the money they pay me to speak and all of that. But I got to a point that those things lost value. They lost value. But wait, is this all about life? The awards are there, the bank account is there, and everything is there. So what else? Then that's why I understood why Bill Gates would create billions and put in the foundation to give back to the world. And I believe that the most easiest thing now to succeed, actually, is very easy to make money now, very easy. Anybody who is broke lacks the right skills and the right access to resources and opportunities. It's not that the money is difficult. So in this your cloud computing program that you're doing, search your heart. And that's why I think if you talk to people like Chris and Fai, you see that this is where a big why comes in. Because you're not paying these gentlemen any amount of money and all the ladies that are in the team. So there is a higher purpose that is driving them to do what they do. You know, that kind of a why that makes you sleep to suffer. Instead of sleeping 8 hours as recommended by doctors and 10 hours, you're sleeping 5 hours because you need more time to do something that is bigger than you. I always say that anybody who gives up in life has not discovered a higher path. If you pick a goal and you give up on the goal, you have not discovered a higher purpose that is important. As we round up and I take questions, 4 consistent actions you must take to accomplish your goal. 4 consistent actions you must take to accomplish your goal. And you know, all of these things I am saying, they are not from the place of I read say or I hear say. I have had the privilege to coach. I do full-time consulting and coaching, full-time. I travel to coach. I travel to consult. I travel to provide counseling. You see, some of the greatest achievers in anything, these people did not get there by guesswork. They did not get there by assumptions. They did not get there by wishing. They did not get there because of handouts. And we live in a dispensation where nobody will give you handouts. Nobody will give you an opportunity because they pity you. I always say something. The marketplace does not reward you based on where you're coming from. You will not be celebrated in a marketplace because you are an orphan, because you were born out of wedlock, because you're from a poor family, because you're from the village. That is your business and your family's problems. When you are in the marketplace, they need one thing from you: value. What skills do you have? And what can you contribute to advance this company forward or to advance this industry forward? I always get very worried with people that move around with pity party excuses. Oh, how will I do this if I am this? How will I do this if I have 2 children? How will I do this if I do this? That is your problem, young man and young woman. The marketplace doesn't care about all of that. In a marketplace, what do you bring to the table? So it's your job to find a way to manage your challenges and get to the limelight. And let me tell you something funny. Everybody on earth has challenges. The difference is some people decide to play a higher game. What will it be for you? Number 1 action. If you are going to achieve your goal, make sure by all possible means, identify the skills, the tools, and the resources that you need to make your goal come to pass. Many people are stranded because they have no idea about the skills, the tools, and the resources that they need. Good news for you, you are here in this program, in this community, where they're giving you skills, they're giving you tools, and they're giving you resources. So why should you fail in not becoming an IT professional? You have absolutely no excuse. Anybody who is in this kind of community and fails lacks 3 things: commitment, intentionality, and resilience. The number 1 thing that you need in the journey of success is the skills, the tools, and the resources. And our generation is the most resourceful tools, skills available generation since Jesus came and went back to heaven. When next he will come, we will have double of these resources and skills. In all you do, Make sure you don't miss out on these three things. The second thing that you need to be careful about as you set your goals, identify the potential challenges and find a way out. Every goal, every path in life has challenges. The people that will make it out on the other end as victorious people, they always find a way out of those challenges. There is no path on earth that there is no challenge. None. No path. There is no business on earth that is not a challenging business. There is no career on earth that is not a challenging career. So the best way, if you want to know peace and end up happy, make up your mind that this path I have taken, there will be challenges, and I have only one thing to do: find a way out of that challenge. Like I always say, in the journey of success, everything is permitted to happen to you, but one thing is not permitted to happen to you. You are not permitted to give up. Cloud computing, IT students, hear me, especially our brothers in Africa. In this path that you have chosen, a lot of things are permitted to happen. You are permitted to have internet problems because you cannot solve that. You manage it. You are permitted to have power supply problems. You cannot solve that. You manage it. You are permitted to have money problems when you don't to buy data. It's normal. You'll find a way out. All of these problems will happen to you, but make up your mind that one thing will not happen to you. You will not give up on your IT career. And the society has never gathered to celebrate people that gave up. Imagine you're not here an international award organized in Dubai. We are gathered here to celebrate the top 100 people that gave up on their dreams. Have you ever heard that before? They will never gather to celebrate people who give up. Or if you give up, you will provide water during the award ceremony and people wash their hands with it. May you not be there in Jesus' name. All right. Next, what can you start doing after this session? That's the last thing I'm asking you. What will you start doing right after this session? Hope is hopeless without action. No matter how good you think you are, no matter how determined you think you are, if you don't start taking steps, you would never end up big. One question for you. In all of these things I have said, in the last 1 hour, 1 minute exactly, what will you start doing after this session? Will you continue procrastinating, or will you start executing? Let me end with this. In this life, there are two sets of people. In the journey of success, there are two sets of people. Set number one, we have chief procrastination officers. Set number two, we have chief execution officers. You can never be a CPO and a CEO at the same time. You must become only one. So will you end up being a chief procrastination officer or a chief execution officer? For those who decide to become CEOs of their own lives, I always say that two things should happen to us in future. May I bypass you in an airport, or may I bypass you in a 5-star hotel? By all means, you will not see me struggling where poor people struggle. And I hope that will not be your same case. Thank you, guys. Take care, and I can take questions. Cheers.
Wow. 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 Doctor, that was very, very powerful. You see, it's very hard to take the floor after Dr. Joybert. I feel like I've just had a shower. I feel like I've just taken, I was looking forward to this class. And I think it's easy to speak after Dr. Joybert.
Yeah, my brother, I'm like, so
Okay.
I was like making sure that a fly did not land across beside my mouth.
Okay. So thank you so much, Doctor. I just took some notes. I mean, it was difficult to take notes because I was confused whether I should be taking notes or whether I should be listening to you. I think I just from a few notes here, the most important thing in the journey of success is for you to become the best, and that we hardly celebrate the second in the race. The person who is always celebrated is the first. Like now, if you ask who was the country, what country was the second? There's something called the best loser in soccer. Which country was the second in the World Cup, in the last World Cup? Nobody would remember, but they remember the best.
Yes.
Doctor said something about becoming. What the most important thing is becoming, and that it will cost you something. What are you giving up? When we started Cloud Heroes here, Africa, our motto was success is not comfortable. You have to give up something. Are you giving up your sleep? Are you giving up? Are you giving up your friends? Are you giving up things that do not add value to your life? And I felt so greedy and happy when my wife said I gave up social media and I got my first IT job. I was like, yes. See, she wrote in that. Okay. Time is very important. The lifestyle. What is the most important thing in your business right now? What is the most important thing in your career right now? And then self-discipline, goal setting, the vision board. And I was happy when Doctor showed his own vision board with a private jet, and he ended by saying, "May we make encounter where I'll have an encounter in a 5-star hotel."
5-star hotels and a first class airport.
Yeah. So I saw his vision board, and I would like to relate to me, since we're talking about cloud computing, I would like to show my own vision board when I started cloud computing.
Awesome.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. When I started my journey in cloud computing, I printed this. I see Chris is smiling. I posted it to my door and then onto my wall, in front, just above my study table, and said I must make this kind of income. And this kept me going until I became a solutions architect. Guys, if you are in this journey, this is the kind of money people make in cloud computing. This is the kind of money human beings with blood flowing in their veins like you and I, human beings who spend 9 months in their mother's womb like you and I. So this is part of my own vision board, and I wanted to share. I just wanted to, again, we talk about giving up something. It is very, very important. We have a lot that distract us every day. So with that, Doctor, I want to thank you so much for coming. I will now take questions. I see the first question, there's a hand up from Chris, and then Baba Kingsley.
Oh, I think Kingsley was first, but
Okay.
I was just going to ask. So I want to improve. I heard this and I'm so empowered. I was telling, I was speaking to Samoa on the side and saying, how do we incorporate this into our program? Because we're here to guide and mentor, and I feel like we're trying to do our best, but then you know, there's always areas of improvement from that perspective too. So how can we take some of what you taught us here and incorporate it into a program to, even if the students are having trouble implementing it in their lives, that we incorporate it into the program so they have to incorporate it into the program, right? So how can we take this and make sure that they incorporate it? Because my goal here is to have successful students. I don't have any financial aspirations from this. I don't really even care about recognition or anything. I'd like to see the students achieve, and that is how you would thank me. So you achieve something, you'll thank me. So how do we get the students to achieve? By following these principles in a program.
Yeah. So I think if I get to where the main question is, how do we add this as one of the courses on the program that they take?
Or the guidelines, using the same principles of, like, you know, for instance, focusing on your goals, right? Like, so learning is a huge, it's a huge environment, right? So focusing on your targets and kind of having a path that you follow, so you can focus on that, not being overly broad to get confused and get off your path. So for even from a very small perspective of how can we incorporate this so that the students kind of learn it as practice, as part of the journey.
Okay.
Maybe not like a separate course, but as part of the course.
Yeah, I get you. I think we can brainstorm more on this and be able to create a system that either we can inculcate it towards, I don't know if you guys organize onboarding sessions, or just have a structure that can help them to just follow through and be committed on it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Baba Kingsley?
Yeah, so good evening, Doctor. Welcome, and good evening, everyone. I have a couple of questions, though, and I've been following you for over 5 years today, and I'm even subscribed to your newsletter. So I've been behind you for a very long time.
Thank you.
Been on Facebook. So we thank the head of state. The head of state must hear that you have come to Cloud Heroes Africa. I guess that's your best comment under Dr. Major. So my question to you is, personally, you've been very busy. Actually, your life, from how you journeyed through actually getting to your doctorate degree, moving over the world, your business is cross-deaf, if I'm not mistaken, and all of that, right? And I see you have a very beautiful daughter, and I think you posted an engagement with a lady which we do not see the face on Facebook, but it's okay. Congratulations to you as well. So with all these busy schedules, right? How do you balance your schedule, life and work, life, family, and all of these schedules and that? Because I feel like I'm in a position where I'm gearing towards a journey, but it's overwhelming, and the hustle, family balance. I just want to hear from your own perspective. How do you balance it with your family life? Thank you. Yeah. That's the first question. We'll come back to. I don't know.
All right. Yeah, it's especially family work balance can be very challenging, especially if your work involves a lot of traveling like mine. And sometimes it's just intentionality. Like for example, when I travel, I used to have this, because I have a very strong bond with my daughter, and we get to always find a way to spend time. Like, there are many times I have refused speaking engagements that they're supposed to pay me like 500K, 1 million in Cameroon francs on a Saturday, because that Saturday on my calendar is dedicated to spending time with my daughter. You understand? So there are some things that you only get to achieve if you are intentional about it. And there are some times that it's going to be out of hand. Like, for example, I was just talking to somebody. When I talk to my daughter now, when I call her and I say, how are you? The next question is, when are you coming back? Because this is the first time in my life that since she was born that I have not seen her for more than 3 months. Because I've been traveling between Europe, US, and Middle East since September last year. And when I go to Cameroon, I do like just 3 days for just sometimes for a government meeting, and I'm out of Cameroon. So it's been very difficult, right? And I'm learning to see, one of the best ways is I'm learning to see how you can inculcate that into your work as much as possible. You understand? Like one of the things that I started working long ago was that this is a personal opinion and things that what I was working on is that when long ago, even that eventually who I was going to get married to, I will make sure that whatever I'm building can accommodate the woman I'm going to get married to. You understand? So I was just a joke, for example, with a close friend that because he too was also planning to get married, and the plan was if I get married to a lawyer, for example, I'll make sure that she has a law firm, and the law firm will work primarily for my company, right? Okay. So that always around me. Or if she's an accountant, she's not going to be an accountant in a company. We're going to set up an accounting consulting firm for her so she can be a consultant. So just having those things and just having a structured plan around it, I think many people find it difficult not to have a good balance. They don't intentionally pay attention to it. They leave it to chance a lot. And then when it happens, they're surprised that, hey, the family is apart and my business is apart and all of that. And at some point, let us also understand that the day you be on your hospital bed that you're sick, your bank account will never leave to come and check on you. Let's not forget that fact. Let's not forget the basic fact about humanity, right? There was a time I was sick in Douala that if I was admitted or supposed to do something, and I didn't have enough money on me, but I had money in a bank account. And if a close friend did not come that genuinely loves and cares for me, trust me, I don't know what would have happened to me, because I even know it was a chaotic situation. You get the point. So as long as we seek the opportunities and the life-changing careers and businesses, let us not miss on the fundamentals of life. Genuine friends, family, best friends, how you want to call it, close friends, and so on. I think it's very important to pay attention to it and intentionally invest time into it.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Moving on to my next question. Now, you talk about the visual board, right? And a lot of people like Prof. Samuel also showed his visual board. Well, that really struck me so much because it resonated with me. I don't really have a visual board, but then just for example, I have my dream car that I want to get. I want to drive, right? So my wife knows my dream car. My son knows my dream car. So anytime we're moving around town, you know, when he sees the car, say, "Daddy, that's not your car. When are you going to buy it?" Very soon, you know. Everybody already knows that that's my. I'm working towards that, right? So the ministry is moving. Now you talk about goal setting. To what extent? How feasible is it to set goals in terms of how many goals that is attainable for one to set, right? Do we just go about setting goals in as much as we have the capacity to attain these goals, or we could limit goals to a certain number? Because at some point, I read before about a theory of half glass full and half glass empty when it comes to your age and stuff like that. So now, is there a guide on setting goals when it comes to, do we just set goals, or probably do we like limit it to 1-2 goals per year, or how do we frame our setting of goals?
The best thing that I've discovered that works best for this is everybody has seasons in life. There are few goals that will run 10, 15, 20 years. You understand? Even if you have a company, yes, company is a lifetime thing for those entrepreneurs. But in that company, there are seasons. There's a season for startup, season for growth, season for expansion, and all of that, right? Same for your individual life. You can set goals based on your life right now. What is the most important thing you want to achieve? Maybe your most important thing now is you want to transition from the job you have now to a better job. You understand? And you can set that's why there are short-term goals and long-term goals. And long-term goals don't mean that they are static. Long-term goals can change. Why would they change? Long-term goals change because of 3 important things. The more access you have to resources, your goals can become bigger. Because when you have more money, your goals can change. When you have more support, you meet more people, you network, your goals can change. When you have more experience and more skills, your goals can change. But it's important that pay attention to the season that you are in your life. It's what season it is. You get the point? And when you do that, you can intentionally begin to engineer your career and restructure what you want to do. So for somebody right now who is listening to me, maybe you understand that your financial life is not stable. Your finances are like this. Good in finances. Your major goal for that season could be you need to stabilize your income. And what do you do that? Or maybe you have, since you left university, you have never had a good paying job. Your goal could be, you know what, I need to pick a career, get the skills, get the license or certificates, and start a career in this path. When you begin to do that, and your life begins to unfold, new goals will step in and some goals will step out. Because some goals definitely phase out. You understand? So you need to pay attention to that and don't just live on, guesswork or having a number of goals, because your life is moving in a direction. Yeah.
And last question. Sorry that I've hijacked. That's why I put my hand up the first, because I have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Now I could say that looking at you from the time I knew you to where you are now, even though I don't know where your career is heading to, but I could say that you are at the top of your career, probably, right? You are like at that balanced level where you're at that top, because you will not see anybody who is bigger again than the Elon Musk, because those are the top people, and you've already made everybody. So I can say you've reached at the top of your career. Now, aside goal setting, right, to steer you, gradually improve you, climb your career ladder, are there other factors that you can monitor, study around, which could enable as an enabler to spearhead you to the top? Because I'm asking, I want to be the top at the helm of my industry, right? So are there factors that you pay attention to which can spearhead or fast track your journey to the top when it comes to your career or attaining your goals, going to the top of your career?
Yeah, definitely. There are, let me start it this way. Depending on where you are, there are factors that you need to make sure you're playing to get to the next level. You understand? And when you know you are and you know exactly where you want to go, you can begin to look at those factors that are lacking. For example, the factor of marketplace positioning is very important to go to the top. You understand? And if you don't understand positioning in the marketplace, do all you will do, you will end up nowhere. Right? And marketplace positioning begins to work when you are skillful enough for the marketplace to reward you when you are positioning yourself. Then that brings us to the next factor. Do you have what it takes for you to be rewarded? That's where skills and competence now comes in. Another factor could be networking, striking the right deals with the right institutions and the right individuals so you move to the next level. Another factor could just be courage. Just the courage to go knock a door, call somebody, send an email to somebody that you thought would never reply. But you still send it anyway. You need that factor. You understand? The factor of money comes in. There are certain things that you will not do until you have the money to do it. So can you be able to raise that money on your own, or can you be able to get the right investors to join you to make it work? That factor is there. The factor of diplomacy and governance. In this journey, there are certain dimensions. When you get there, you start talking about with government people, and you need to understand governance. You need to understand diplomacy. You need to understand how these things work. When I came to the US and I had a lot of meetings across Washington, D.C., it's a capital city, so I'm meeting senators, all people. I had to start reading how these people think. That is beyond motivational speaking and business strategy.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure,
So,
for sure.
okay, what is the governance structure? What are senators interested in? What are ministers interested in? You start talking about governance and diplomacy. There's the factor of technology. It all depends. So you begin to look at all of these things and begin to feed them. Do I need that? That's why, look, the journey of success is it's not a 100-meter sprint. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. And at a certain level, you need this, and you need that, and you need that. And that is why this let me say it in a not as a must, but that's why it's important that there's a certain level in your journey where you reach. You need a mentor or a coach. You get a point? I can categorically tell you that I will not see. The world is there's a world where under the average class and the lower class know. And then there's a world where the superior people on the world where they operate. And for you to get there, somebody needs to drag you there. And then tell you how the ecosystem plays in that place. And let me tell you something. The time that I spent in Europe and Middle East and in America, the people at our age, let me say 35 downward, who are making it big, it was not only their intelligence and their brains. These people have godfathers, mentors, coaches, and all of these people. So when you begin to rise up, same like these IT jobs that you guys are doing. If you do the IT job and remain just you will never get. Let me give all of you an assignment. Go and research on the growth of Indians in the tech industry across North America. And if possible, the Jewish people. You will learn a lot from them and see how they got to the top.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Doctor. I really appreciate that. There's a lot of what I needed. So thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. And I talking about mentorship, I met one of your mentees, and he looks like you in thought, in the passion to succeed. And that's when I spoke with him, I was like, okay, I'm 30 years older than this. I mean, I think 25 years older than this guy, but his thought process. And when each time he was talking to me, he said, oh, my mentor, Dr. Javnyuy Joybert, and I was like, okay. And this guy was telling me that my mentor meets me at 4 a.m. in the morning. That's why if I want some of his time, I was like, what? He does that to people. He said, yeah, if he wants to talk to me.
You know, my mentees, I scheduled their meeting with them at 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m. If you are my mentee, one of my laws is 4 a.m. don't meet you in bed.
Yep.
You are under 35 and you are broke and struggling. Why did you in bed at 3:30 a.m.?
Yep. I know. And this young man, he when he speaks, you know, and then he said, oh, my mentor asked me to write a letter to myself in 10 years. And that's when I said, oh, wow. Dr. Joybert is a different level. He set goals for himself for the next 10 years. So thank you so much again, Doctor. We feel very happy. I know we asked for an hour. We have hit 1 hour 30 minutes. We'll take a few questions and we can stop here. You know, we have to keep it very short, sweet, so that people can go and digest what they have learned. And just like Oliver Twist, we know that someday we can ask you to come again to really help us bring out the best. So here we'll give one question from Mr. Victor 4, and then we'll have 1 or 2 students give their impressions, and then we take a family photo, and then last closing remarks. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh la la! There's one question.
Mr. Godwin, yeah.
Yeah. I'm thank you very much for the chance. The very first thing I want to ask is whether they will be able to have this recording, because just getting into this is my very first, and I'm so moved. In fact, today I will sleep very well because of this session. So whether I will be able to have this recording, because I just want to have it and go with it throughout. That's the very first. If just this question can be answered, I think I don't have any other big thing. I have things that I could move on, but this one you asked only of just one question. I don't know.
Go ahead. Doctor, can you spare some minutes, please?
Yes, please. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, because they let me call him the young man, because he's my younger person, but he is a great person upstairs there. So I'm so grateful to have met this type of person for this day of today. I'm one person who has almost found himself in the middle of nowhere. I come from, I've been back home teaching. I've been teaching for a very long time. I'm a mathematics teacher who, for reasons he doesn't even know himself, was unable to embrace IT. Can you imagine that? I've taught mathematics for all this while, but I've not been able to embrace IT until most of my children I taught long ago. They are like, when they speak, it's like God is speaking and I'm not even getting the language. So I want to, that one other thing I will ask is, at this stage, and as a pure beginner, is there a clear way forward for me in this industry, this IT? And then I told you I was almost found in the middle of nowhere, because I was doing that one, and at the same time I was doing something and I was overtaken by it. I'm not still back home. I'm here. I'm in France, which I'm here in France for a short while, not up to a year. So I was doing something back home, which let me see whether, if you can see this. This is my art.
Okay.
Oh la la. What is happening? This is my invention. I've done this for long. I was doing this with raffia bamboos back home.
Wow.
Yeah, I've done this for all my life, but actually, you know what home is. It didn't bring anything, actually. It didn't really bring anything much from, and I really believed in it a lot and paid a lot of attention onto it. I've represented even the nation out on this. But again, when I moved out here, I couldn't have bamboos, so I had to turn into something else. I started with leaves. So I'm doing all this with tree leaves. These are inventions with leaves of trees, just dry leaves. I arrived here when it was already getting towards winter. I had to gather a few leaves and keep. Where I am, I'm talking right away. If you look behind, you see it's in a workshop is where I'm doing all of this work. So this is what I said. I was almost found in the middle of nowhere, because I followed many things, but again, at some level, I was just confused.
Thank you.
I'm not more handling that teaching.
Yeah.
I'm not more handling this one. And then I'm getting now into this IT, which I feel something has just touched me. And then one of my brothers just put me into this group today and said, attend this meeting. And this meeting is like a starting point to some other thing. So with your experience and all what you have seen all around, maybe one or two words will be able to put me on a good path. So let me take much time. Thank you.
All right. If I were to, let's assume that I was to coach you and give you a quick recommendation. Number one, anybody in this generation that can learn, unlearn, and relearn can become anything. Right? So this is a path that you can become any professional. And to be more focused and results driven for you, I would say that IT fields is one of those fields that you can quickly gain a skill, get certified, make money, and use the money to fund your dreams. Now, because it's possible to do what you don't like and raise money to monetize what you like. So why am I saying this? With your mathematical skills, you have a lot of transferable skills that you can learn any good IT skill in a short time, get certified, and you will always get a job. I've still see anybody who has good IT skills and is not employed. Except it's terrible with writing CVs and poor with interviews, right? But you're a teacher, so you know all these things. So what am I saying? And what you have in your hands, what you have in your art is a multi-million-dollar business. Your challenge is not that you had the wrong idea or you're in the wrong sector. Your challenge is monetization. Many people are gifted, but many people do not know how to build a monetization model around their business. And in Cameroon, it can be difficult because two things will hinder you: the platforms to project for monetization and the payment infrastructure to receive money. But now you are Now you are in France. There are more than 100 online platforms out the Amazons, the eBay, many of these platforms that if you can upload this art there and do good basic digital marketing, you will definitely start cashing out from your art. The secret is just the monetization, marketing, digital marketing, online payment structures, and good positioning. You would definitely make money from it. And you can now start seeking for, you said that you went to do competitions. There are still so many arts competitions that they provide grants to artists in North America, especially. You can start applying for them and you can $40,000, $10,000, whatever. And that's how many people in your sector get to make money. So what I would encourage you to do is just get the exposure first. And that's why I'm saying that if you're able to get this IT job, because you need a job that can give you money to be able to build a system that can now monetize your art. Because all these things I'm saying that you can do, you definitely need to pay the experts and buy some tools, which are just basic affordable tools, and you are good to go. So I don't think that you are lost. I just think that you are just discovering a light that if you just put in the right effort and commitment and give yourself just time, a very little time, you'll start seeing the ripple effect of your actions.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you. So, Mr. Godwin, I just dropped the link to our WhatsApp group there. You join.
Awesome.
We'll get you started again for free in the cloud journey. And Doctor, just to let you know that I saw some comments there about maths. Math is good, very, very good to have. But if you want to join and learn cloud computing, maths is not like the condition sine qua non to pass. I've seen history teachers, I've seen lawyers, I've seen students who studied literature who are cloud computing engineers right now. Myself, I studied economics at the university. I worked as a banker for a very long time, but now I am into cloud computing, doing data cloud and doing things I could not imagine, but it's because I have the passion. And so Doctor said something very interesting there. You can learn to do what you don't like, make money from it, and invest in what you like. That caught my attention.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Doctor. So we'll get students from the class to give a word, and then is there someone who wants to share their impressions today? Enda, you want to, on behalf of the students, please?
I have a worry, please.
Can you turn on your video, please? And hello? Someone has a worry. Okay, while you're getting set, Enda, on behalf of the students, can you
Yes, Dr. Javnyuy Joybert. Actually, that's very interesting name, Joybert. I have a side question. Is your mother called Joy and your father Robert or Albert?
None of the above. I don't know where the name came from.
Nice name, and it really represents who you are. Oh my gosh, this session has been mind-blowing, and everybody has been so hyped. You know, it's been a while since we had like 85 attendees, which means that your presence carry a lot of positive energy. We're so grateful for what you have said here, and you don't have to speak. Your energy itself says it all. And everything you said here, it depicts what we all want. And as Chris already mentioned, we shall get back to you with a way or a model which we should use as an onboarding methodology. Because you see, at the beginning, everybody is hyped up. You know, our leader, Fai, always like starts with a motivation, shows his vision board with all of the zeros behind the ones and threes. So, and people want that, but they are short-sighted by the limitations, and that's what you said. They should convert it to their strength. In other words, because they should not expect not to have power shortages. Don't expect to always be in the right place. It's always a becoming. It's a journey. And if you don't enjoy the process, be aware of the process, because sometimes when you're facing difficult times, if you lack the awareness and you're just moved by the situation, not by your vision, you find yourself being short-sighted and losing track. So thank you so much for everything on behalf of the students, those that are here and those that aren't here. We're so grateful, and this should be like a pillar that we shall put onto our content and procedures on how to make everybody be a better version of themselves. And Mr. Lekwama, as Dr. rightly said, you are sitting on a gold mine. You need to monetize it. And in the cloud computing, there are several models. You can even learn how to create your own app and use avatars to produce what you are using manually. So just like keep the course, join us, get the basics, and look for where to specialize. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Chris?
That's all I have to say. Thank you so much. Afai, please don't forget the picture.
Sure. After Chris. Chris?
Oh, I don't even know what else to say, but I'm so like pumped up. I wanna see how we can incorporate this. I want to see, yeah, like Enda said, I want to see this fire continue, this energy push through. We want to see everyone succeed, but unfortunately, I can't do it for you. I wish I could offer everybody jobs, but I can't do that either, right? So work needs to get done. We're here for you, but it needs to get done. And maybe that's kind of our fault. We haven't set the proper boundaries in place for everybody to set goals, to be able to be successful. So let's figure out this last piece. And yeah, I want to see everybody do well and succeed. Put your energy into it, and you're going to get something really good out of it. So, you know, please, if you want to thank me, do that one thing. And I appreciate everything you're doing for the community, Dr. Joybert. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
One more question. I'm sorry, a question to say, is it possible for us to get some strategic slides? So, or you provide something for us that we can use?
You mean slides for this session?
Yeah.
Okay, I can share them. I can share the slides.
That would be amazing. Thank you.
And I'll ask people to turn on their videos. We'll take a family photo. Turn on their videos and give us the best smiles ever. Like this smile I see today was your birthday. Today was Christmas. Okay, we have 80 people on the call. Okay, please turn on your video. Yeah. Okay. Let me know if you're smiling. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to the second picture. Okay, 1 second, one second, please. Some people are not smiling properly. Please just smile. Smile like this. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Oh, Stephen from Kenya. Okay, one last smile. Adele Queen. Oh, Clarice. Oh, Nangsu, all the way from California. Judith is there. Oh, your smile, please. Queenie from Canada. I'm seeing you all there. Izito. Okay, one last smile. Now we're going to frame this. Hey, doctor disappeared. Doctor, I can't see you. Hello? Is he connected? I can't see his video. Yeah. I know some people will be mad that they did not put on the perfume before the picture, but that's fine. Yeah. Okay. I think we're done with the pictures. I really want to thank you all for coming today. I want to thank all the students who are in this cloud computing journey. Like I say all the time, you cannot settle for less when you go for more. You cannot. When it's possible to go for more, you should not settle for less. There are lots and lots of opportunities out there. It might be challenging, you start and it's difficult, but then don't take your eyes off the goal. So we have Francis, who is one of our students, and now he's employed. Francis, do you want to say something to your student and share how you feel? Francis was in Bamenda in the middle of the crisis. He was studying hard. He put in all the energy. He put in all the time. He put in, Francis, let me spotlight you for people to see. Can we see Francis?
I'm comfortably lying on my bed, Prof.
Yeah, you have the right to lie in your bed. This guy studied in Bamenda with the power issues, internet issues. I used to see how he was using the same laptop with his brother Stanislas. So, and now he's employed. Just in 30 seconds, how is the job market treating you? How is work treating you? And how you enjoying the money?
Like you did mention, it has always been my passion to jump into the IT field and create an impact. But then that was not actually what really motivated me. But like the doctor said, we joined the cloud, not just for the passion, but for the money in the cloud. You can grab the money, then use the money to give your life what gives you passion, to give your life any sense of direction you choose to. It's really been mind-blowing to be in the field, to actually be among those who are actually making it, like not like I've heard about the cloud. A lot of people are being inspired by my story in Cameroon with all the odds, all the challenges, and having to get a job from there, move out, I tell you, success is not comfortable. I've been through a whole lot. There have been moments my wife has told me, your new wife is the cloud. I just tell her, my dear, I am temporarily married to the cloud. And let me just be temporarily married to you for now. And attach myself to the cloud. Don't worry, I will come back to you.
Awesome.
I sacrificed a whole lot. I sacrificed a whole lot to be where I am today, and we thank God for it. I think we'll have time to talk about a whole lot some other day. This is the doctor's day, and we thank him for showing up and for inspiring us this far. Thank you.
And just to say that Francis went to Ivory Coast and entered a plane because of cloud computing. Entered a plane. So you can do same. Okay, doctor, your final word. You can stop the call. Doctor, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, final words and then we close, please.
What should I say as final words? Well, I would just say that, we can all decide to make a difference. And I wanted to encourage people in this present generation that right now it is more easy to succeed than 10 years, 15 years ago, especially for us in Africa. Right? Look at what is happening right now. We had 5 people from different locations in one spot at the same time. This was not possible 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Same like the way that certain jobs, new skills, Google, AI, a lot of things are available. And if you can just push yourself a little bit and do something that you would definitely handle something you have not handled before. So in all you do, make sure you're taking one step every day that will take you closer to your ultimate vision in life.
Thank you so much, Doctor. We are really, really grateful. We know how much it costs to pay you for an hour to speak, but you decided to give us 2 hours of your time today for free. Thank you so much. The only way we can say, we can express our gratitude is to put what you've taught us today into practice and make sure, again, we don't forget our goal at Cloud Heroes Africa. What we have received for free, we'll share it out, share for free. We'll teach other students for free, and we'll build a strong community. On that note, thank you so much, everybody, for joining. There's a class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, right, Chris?
Yes, so there's the beginner class will be a review of modules 1, 2, and 3 on Tuesday. And also we do have students from the intermediate class that there is class on Monday as well for intermediate class.
Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much, Chris, for all you're doing. Thank you, Clarice. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Aziz, to all those who are making time and freeing themselves to teach other people. We owe you a lot. Thank you so much. We salute your bravery. Have a good night and talk to you on Sunday. We will let you know if we have someone who come to speak to us again on Sunday. Thank you so, so much. God bless you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a great night, everyone.
Good night. Bye-bye.